All right, another day. Is this like day 7? Wow. Of videos here on an effective and ethical prospecting method, particularly through social media. Prompted by Wes Schaefer's 12 Weeks to Peak program. It's a free accountability program. Not enough people are in there using it. I don't know why, but I'm continually astonished at how lazy people are. When somebody like Wes gives you the resources for free, it's all set up in there, man. Things to do. Is it just too much effort? I don't know, you know. But why wouldn't you take advantage of that, right? It sounds crazy not to. So, and if I'm doing it and I'm like a seasoned professional who's already getting great results, right? It's going to rub off on you too. So, anyway, back to these videos. So, one of the questions that comes up is like, well, Jason, when am I going to present the offer to this person, right? We spent some time getting to know them, either by engaging with their posts or getting in there without using a connection message or anything like that, sending that connection request, letting our profile and headline do the work, and then demonstrating, hey, I'm one of us, you're one of us, let's connect, and then having the beginning of a normal conversation in there. Okay. uh what is the purpose of that, by the way? The purpose of that is to get engagement, for them to see you as a human being, not just a bot shoving your spam offer in their face. Okay. And once they've engaged with you, we want them to assert something. And that's why, like I said in the last video, I really like going for something that I know that they actually believe the opposite of, and asking a question that's leaning towards the other way of interpreting the thing, or a yes or no, black or white, one or two, whatever it is, right? Option. And then knowing, though, that they're going to be like, no, Jason, actually, what I believe is the opposite. And da, 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 da. Okay. Not angrily, just in an educational, friendly way, right? That's the tone that they're going to come back with. Now, as I said, Tyrone Giuliani is the best person that I've found for seeing this kind of sequencing, and the guy's been doing it for years. So there's another person you can go check out. But I really want you to watch for what Caliban Darklock 7 or 8 years ago would talk about: filling your bucket, right? Walking around with this bucket in your arm, just grabbing free stuff from here and here and here. When you have no discernment, every voice sounds the same. Everybody sounds of equal authority. Okay. You need to get some discernment. Pick 1, 2 people, that's it, really, and follow them and execute on what they say. Now, have the stuff that they say resonate with you. Okay. I'm not saying go out there and pick a style that doesn't match with you, right? But when you do find something that matches, and hopefully my stuff does, it's really a no pressure approach. People figure out pretty darn quick whether they're a fit with me or not, right? That then use that, right, and stick with that. But getting them to our leads, our prospects, to get into a conversation with you that feels normal, where they're feeling like, yeah, I'm listened to, I'm appreciated, that person, you, is listening to me, and this isn't about just shoving an offer in their face, right? Now, a lot of you will have a free download, some sort of value piece, right? Now, what we often see is this, again, shoved in, and LinkedIn is like notorious for this, right? Read my white paper on blah blah blah. I just finished writing this case study. Like, you didn't even check if I cared, if it's relevant to me, right? Ask the question. Okay. Try to make sure the stuff that you went through, and this is like a little bit of back and forth, like 5 lines, okay, is what I'm talking about here, to get to that assertion point and that person engaged with you and feeling friendly towards you. Okay. This does not need to take hours and hours and hours. You spend an hour a day doing this, you're going to have a bunch of these messages at different, levels of engagement going on. Some people aren't going to respond. Some people are going to jump on it right away and want to talk to you, right? But the key is to get enough momentum going that some stuff starts coming out the other side here. Okay. But try and get that initial question to line up with whatever it is that you're offering, right? Make sure it's in the same field. Don't ask about nuclear power and their opinion on that, and then start selling them CRM. Like where's the connection there, right? But I have heard as an assertion that you could make if you were selling CRMs, that a lot of salespeople like to write their best leads on post-it notes, and these often end up found underneath the keyboard of the salesperson. Lost, forgotten. And if it isn't entered into the CRM, well, then it might as well have never existed, right? I don't know. Is that the case though at your company, right? Something like that is an opener. I would polish that to make it more brief, but I like it. It's amusing and engaging, and it's going to get a response, right? And then you could say, hey, by the way, I've written a white paper. I've got it. I would even try and stay away from that kind of phrasing, right? Rename it, encapsulate what this thing is conceptually, from white paper to, hey, I wrote something about, even being vague like that would be better. I wrote something about my experience and what I've seen people's experiences with CRMs. Would you be interested in looking at that, right? Asking the simple question of permission, right? You've seen this, permission to sell, right? But just asking the question is so beyond what most people are doing, and it takes a moment. And if they say yes, what are the chances they're going to read the thing, right? They're a hell of a lot higher than you just shoving this thing left and right at anybody who comes along, right? Find out, are they interested? Are they relevant? Would this be relevant to them? Okay, that's the approach here. And from then on, then you can come back to them a little bit later and say, hey, did you have a chance to read this? What'd you think? Right? I'm curious about your opinion about this particular area, and continue getting that engagement. Again, this is not a lengthy process, right? There might be a few days or a week where you give them the chance to read the white paper. Maybe they come back in a day and they've read it. So this sort of thing is going to get that person really lined up to talk to you, and again, see you as a human being, that you have a sort of something of a relationship, and you're not just somebody spamming them. Okay, now if you're really good and you understand challenger selling, the challenger sale, you could build in one or more valuable insights into that marketing piece, right, that you're handing out, whether it's a video series, a mini course, PDF report, some other tool, right? It doesn't have to be a white paper or report or a case study. It could be any number of things. The important thing is, will your target market consume it? Okay, I tell you, long ago, around 2013 or so, before that, 2010, I had made a series of short marketing videos to use on LinkedIn. The guy who I bought the course from and the software from is still around today. It's funny. But it didn't work. That just didn't work for me. People, the salespeople who I wanted to have consume this content did not, and I probably wasn't running the front end very well. Like, I've learned a lot, right, since it's 2010. So, it's a dozen years. But I took that content and I turned it into the beginning of a training course that I sold through a forum in 2013, I think it was. And that thing sold really well. So it can be like, well, how are you packaging this thing up and who are you putting it in front of, right? If it doesn't work over here, try it over there, maybe in a different format. But that's kind of an aside. But, don't get discouraged if the first cherry pie that you put in front of people, they don't want to eat it, right? Go get some coconut cream pie instead and see how that works, right? Is what I'm saying here. But the key is get that engagement going, have them see you as a real human being, and then that leads into your sales conversation, your discovery right there, okay? And please ask permission. Would I have this thing, if you've got a marketing piece, right? Would you like to see it, right? There are some interesting insights I think you'll discover in there on how to use XYZ. Would you like it? Don't just shove it at people randomly. It's when people are given unsolicited advice, they don't like it. When they're given unsolicited paperwork, they don't like it. All right. That's It's much better if you get them into a position where you're asking them if they would like it or they're asking you, ideally. All right. Okay. I've probably gone on for too long again. I'm going to cut it off here, but I'll see you probably next week.